I wanted to film this monologue outside, but it's a downpour out there, so we'll do it here. Oh, and don't worry about that. It's getting BCM Max and keyless entry installed. You'll watch a video on that next week. Hey, it's Prerak, and today we are installing a catch can in my 2010 Laura. Before we begin, let's understand why a catch can is needed in the first place. There are two types of fuel injections. There's direct injection and there's port injection. In port injection, fuel is being sprayed right before the intake port. And in direct injection, as the name suggests, the fuel is being sprayed directly into the combustion chamber. So no fuel is being sprayed over the port now. What is the disadvantage of this? Well, in port injection, because fuel is being sprayed right before the intake port, the intake valves constantly keeps getting on cleaned. But in direct injection, this does not happen. So the intake valve constantly gets dirtier and dirtier. But it is just air that is passing over the intake port, right? Well, not exactly. It is the crankcase ventilation system which intervenes here. As combustion occurs during the power stroke, exhaust gases and some fuel can find its way into the crankcase from the sides of the piston. So these contaminated gases, fuel and other gunk find its way into the crankcase. To maintain this positive pressure, a PCV system is installed which redirects all of this air back into the intake. So all of this gunk that has just been sent from the piston is redirected into the intake, and from there it goes to the intake port, which makes it dirty. To save your intake valves from all of this, a catch can is installed, which, as the name suggests, catches all of this gunk, exhaust gases, fuel and some oil in itself into the canister and lets the air pass through, which makes sure that the crankcase pressure is maintained and the gunk hasn't found its way into the intake port, saving your valves. So now that we know how it works, let's begin the installation. Before I can start to dismantle the engine to install the catch can, I have to thoroughly clean it because look at it, damn. So let's begin. Spray it first with an all-purpose cleaner. Agitate it a bit. Spray it again with some shampoo. Agitate it again. While the plastics look clean, engine itself has a lot of oil buildup. So I have to remove some parts around it to be able to clean it properly. Like the coil packs, engine cover studs, bracket for the fuel line. Look at how dirty that is. And finally, I can remove this PCV valve, which will be deleted altogether. It has a pipe connected to it, which goes to the intake manifold on one side, and the other end of the PCV gets connected to the intake pipe, the hose for which is broken on my car. And it is commonly broken on almost all these engines. With that removed, you can see how this valve helps with the positive crankcase ventilation. But with that out of the way, I can clean around it a lot better. I went on cleaning it with brushes, picks, solvents, rags and whatnot, because once I put the catch can on, I won't have access to it at all. Speaking of which, this is the entire catch can kit. This is the catch can itself. This is the block of plate for the now deleted PCV system. This is the new funnel for the windshield washer fluid reservoir. This is the hose for it and the other hoses for the catch can, and this is the rest of the hardware. Unfortunately, I have to reuse the PCV seal because the seal kit that I purchased for this 1.8 TSI engine, which has numerous seals and gaskets in it, did not have this particular seal, and I thought it would have it. But it's okay, we'll get that one later on. For now, I have to reuse this seal. With the seal installed, I put that plate right in its place. And it already looks so good. I got my car's Instagram handle etched on it by CS Racing. The old bolts are really crusty and the length won't match with the new plate either. Luckily, the kit comes with brand new shiny bolts of different lengths, so we need to be careful with how and where we install them. And finally, the plate is on. Now we need to install this L-shaped fitting on top of it and this provided stud for the engine cover. The kit also has a block off for the PCV hose running into the intake manifold, which is already running a boost tap in my case for the BOV. A hack job has been done on it because maybe the lock got lost by the person who installed this previously. And due to this hack job, it would spray some oil occasionally onto the bonnet. Luckily, it can be properly installed now with no leaks. To further ensure that there are no leaks, I add some clear RTV to the block ops and finally installed the boost app for the BOV back on. Now it's time to add the hose for the catch can. For that, I first remove the intake pipe. It has two hose clamps, which are very easy to remove with the hose clamp removal tool. All the tools I use are linked in the description below. There is even a trickier one at the bottom, but it's easy with the hose clamp tool. Anyway, once the intake pipe is removed, we can remove the PCV hose from it. And look at the amount of oil in there. It just proves how important a catch can really is. Now I can install one end of the catch can hose to the intake pipe, not forgetting its clamp, and tightening it as well. Then putting the intake hose back in. The other catch can hose goes on the L fitting, which is on the top of the PCV block off plate. The coils can now go back on, but I'm not just going to install stock coils back on. It's time for some APR coil packs. Once that's done, it's finally time to put the catch can in place. For that, I need to make some space, move the coolant bottle a bit. But that exposed another dirty part in the engine bay. Let's clean it first. Finally, first we need to install the windshield washer funnel with its hose. We can remove the headlight to make some room. We can even move this charcoal canister out of the way for some more room. This funnel is what this hose replaces. It's a good thing because mine was broken at the top anyway. Removing this pipe was a bit of a challenge however, but once removed, it exposed another new dirty area, which I ended up cleaning as well. Once cleaned, the hose for the funnel could be installed, which was equally as challenging to go on, but with some persuasion, it was in. Same with the funnel at the top, it was very resistive to go in, but with some persuasion and WD-40 this time, it was in. They really don't need hose clamps given how tightly they fit, but I added them anyway. And now finally, the last piece of the puzzle can be installed, which is the catch can itself. Once in place, I connected both of its hoses to it and tightened the hose clamp. And this is what it all finally looked like. In the engine bay, we went from this to this, which is quite an upgrade. So it has been about 6 months since I've installed this catch can, and after about every 500 kilometers of modest driving, it gives me a free espresso. Don't drink that, please. But the true effect of this catch can be felt when you have gone for a carbon cleaning for your intake ports by walnut blasting them or just taking a metal wire brush to them. I'm soon going for a new engine anyway, so it will have new and clean valves. And with this catch can installed, it will make sure that they don't get gunked up over time. If you're planning on installing a catch can for yourself, go for one in which draining it is a little easier, in which you can just remove the canister altogether. There is no drain bolt or anything which is hard to access. Draining this particular one which I have just installed is a nightmare. You have to unbolt it from its bracket, raise it up and then access the drain bolt. I'm not sure, but maybe there is a chance that the oil that is inside of it or any other gunk material that is inside might go into the pipes and contaminate it further. So I'm not sure if that is possible. I hope it is not, but it is a really awkward situation to raise it up and then find the drain bolt, and it gets really messy. So go for one in which you can just remove the canister altogether. So this is the oil that has come out of the catch can. It doesn't have the full consistency of oil. It has a lot of gunk mixed inside of it that you can see floating around. This would have made it into the intake valves if the catch can wasn't there. So it's doing its job. The consistency varies on how you're driving the car. If you're really pushing it, it will be mostly oil. If you're driving normally, it will mostly be water vapor mixed with some oil. A catch can truly shines if you drive modestly. If you constantly redline your car or you go for track days really often, then a catch can is not for you. If you do occasional track days, then a catch can is good. But if you're constantly on the track or constantly redline your car for drag events, drift events or anything like that, you don't need a catch can. You need an air to oil separator, which redirects the oil which it has collected back to the engine. Because during redline operations of the car, a catch can will constantly be filled with oil, especially if you have weak piston rings and a lot of positive pressure in the crankcase. In those situations, the head is being fed with oil like a fountain. So the catch can might end up taking most of it and starve your engine of the essential oil. Instead, go for an air to oil separator, which redirects the oil which has collected back into the engine and still maintains the properties of a catch can, which means it will filter out the blow by gases, but it will keep that oil separately and air separate. So it won't starve your engine of the oil but redirect it back to the engine. But if the track days are occasional, then a catch can is good. And if you just drive modestly, a catch can is the best for you. It will save your engine from a lot of carbon deposits, so definitely go for it. Anyway, this is all I wanted to share on the topic of installing a catch can in my 2010 Laura. I really hope you enjoyed and you learned something new in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.